Hi, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel, and today I'm going to bring you a deck which, because at this moment in time, let's face it, Ladder is basically full of A Sol, which is understandable. Why wouldn't you? He's a big space dragon man. Why would you not want to play him? But obviously it's really hard to counter, except Fiora. So this is a Fiora deck. Let's get into this. Okay, so the sword is Mightier is what I've named this deck so far, but there definitely is a lot of things that can be chopped and changed around about it. So the idea, the concept of the deck is because people are running a lot of like low stuff with either if they're playing A Sol and they're playing ramp in Freya, or if they're just playing A Sol in general. A lot of people are playing Nocturne and whatnot. Like all those kind of things start with a bunch of really weak cards, like in terms of like their health or their attack is not the greatest, and so Fiora is the perfect counter for that, especially considering the fact that a lot of these things are trying to aim for a late, especially with A Sol, very late game in terms of what they're trying to do. So even though there's heals in that deck, Fiora doesn't care about that. As long as she kills 4 people, she's happy. So all this deck is about is with gems and whatnot, getting Fiora's attack up and healing her. That's why there's a lot of heals in this deck, because Fiora normally has problems with, even if she's killing low, means like dying to with the fact that like she just doesn't have a lot of health. So heals in this deck are very important, as well as buffs and draw. Single combat, obviously, yet again a little bit more just to get that health up. Bastion, very important for dealing with spells, as well as, well, would you consider the fact that we've got what's his face, Invoke. That's the reason why, so that we can throw a spell shield that stays on Fiora, as well as buffing her attack. Which a spell shield staying on Fiora just to help her out. A couple of hushes in there just to be able to deal with your, like, if your opponent buffs up something, just to be able to get it down so that Fiora can kill it. Mentor of the Stone in there for granting Fiora extra damage and health, as well as those gems to be able to heal her, plus give her more damage. Barrier, of course, just to help. This one just for hopefully getting the there's no thing to show it here, but written in the stars, so that there's a potential, like, it's like a 50-50 that you'll get written in the stars most of the time. And just to draw Fiora if you don't have Fiora in hand, so it's like a little bit of a, if your hand hasn't got Fiora, that's like trying to draw her out earlier. Any invoke thing you could, if you get written in the stars, that's probably one of your best things you want to go for, just to, because the whole deck depends on her buff here, concentrated strike, and judgment for a closer, because if by the time if you keep buffing her with gems and different things, judgment could be a potential finisher. So I like the idea, like, this is just a concept. I just want to say this is a concept, so let me know what you guys think. But there's definitely a few things to be chopped and changed around about this deck. This is in no way a perfect deck. I mean, nobody's going to have a massively perfect deck right now. Everyone's trying to figure things out. I just think that with the fact that a lot of people are playing A Sol right now, which, to be fair, why wouldn't you? As I said before, he's a, like, space dragon man. Of course you want to play him. He's magnificent. And he's a really fun card to play. The invoke mechanic is really fun to play. So this is just kind of like comboing that and coming up with something to deal with, because that's very late game. So if you can kill early on with Fiora, then you're laughing. But anyway, let me know what you think. Comments down below and whatnot. I also, shameless plug time, have links to my Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. I'm active on all of them. I am live on Twitch playing Legends of Runeterra on Mondays and Wednesdays, so if you want to get involved, please feel free to. Also, Discord down below, link, if you want to join that, just to talk all things Runeterra or whatever. We play games on Thursday nights, and we also watch movies on Saturday nights in that Discord, so if you want to get involved, please feel free to. So yeah, let's see how this deck does. Okay, so hopefully if we can draw Fiora soon, like, because this is a perfect deck to go up against, because if it's ramping Trundle with A Sol, then we might actually have a good, oh, there she is, get rid of Judgment, potentially get rid of Mentor of the Stones as well. I want to be getting stuff, it's not exactly what I wanted, but to be fair, those single combats can help with the initial stuff that you could potentially throw on top of it. I need to be drawing into my heal, and I need to be drawing into my there we go. So at least we've got spell shield as well, so spell shield's going to help us out. Not going to do a turn because I'd rather keep the stuff to be able to save Fiora. Alright. That's what I mean, like these are the perfect kind of targets. So he might be finding Obliterate or something along those lines, but on the plus side we do actually have the ability to counter that if that were to be a thing. Yeah, no, we let this go. Just go instantly for the kill. Go. The important thing to remember is that if they're running Hush, Hush will stop Fiora from getting a haul written in the stars. So either Trundle or A Sol, one of the two, has already come out. Potentially Obliterate to get rid of Trundle if he's got him. Could also go with Invoking again, but I'm actually going to go. I'll go with the Obliterate. I feel like that's my best option. I can actually heal Fiora up. Oh, this is what we need to grant spell shield so that she's actually so she's safe. That's what we want. Keeping Fiora safe. So let's do that. Also, technically, like we can take out his ice like immediately, which is very nice. Next turn, potentially going into the Comet on top of him might be our best plan, actually. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll invoke just to see what we can get. Potentially useful. I'm actually going to go for the other. I'm actually going to go for the other invoke. Right, let's go with that. This seems okay. I'm okay with this. So he could have spell shield. He could have Bastion himself, but if he doesn't, this is fine. He's going to avoid throwing out his early ramp cards. He's going to avoid throwing out some of his invoke cards because he doesn't want them to be hit with Fiora. So we can just start attacking his core, and there's nothing he can do about it. So, well, I say there's nothing he can do about it. There are still things he can do about it, but we do actually. So we've already got a spell shield on Fiora. We've got the ability to give her another spell shield, like if he pops this one. And we've got the ability to use Bastion like in the future if we need to. So yeah, just go for the attack. If we can't beat him through Fiora, then we'll just beat him by beating up all of the stuff on the board. See, this is the thing. This is why yet again I think Fiora is really powerful. Is because even with heals, they won't stop it from like the finisher. So. That's why I really like Fiora for this. I mean, he is obviously getting a lot of invoke cards and that, and he's not really throwing things out. But I also wish that we had more of our buff cards right now. This is fine. This is fine. We got challenge. We can buff her health, and we've got like a challenger a few times. Oh, and there we go. We've got barrier, so we can at least get ourselves past something as well. Right. Okay. So the annoyance of the fact that we can't actually take that out is not lost on me. Essentially, draw is very important to us right now. Okay. So actually buffing up Fiora and then throwing a shield on her to be able to deal with this, and then while also doing significant damage as well. That's going to be the plan. Admittedly, he can throw a Hush on her, but we'd have another barrier, We'd have another barrier on top of that, so it'd be fine. Plus, we're still doing damage into that core, so we're getting both ways that we can deal with this situation. Hopefully, he's still healing, so that's understandable. But so Fiora only needs 2 more targets, and we've got a lot of things that can help get her through some situations. So we should hopefully be okay. We've still got the ability as well. I say we've got the ability. Actually, we don't have. Actually, no, we do still behold Celestials because we got them on the board. So yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby. Don't worry about it. I'm starting to panic myself, but don't worry about it. We're fine. Maybe. But yeah. We're forcing him to keep a lot of his cards in hand right now. I think that's making him nervous. Whew. Throwing this out over here. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind that dying. He's not my main man who I'm trying to save. This is the main. This is where all the buffs and all the saving needs to go. So it was too late for him. He was already dead before he hit the ground. It's fine. Good move. Good move. Weirdly enough, did that actually do anything? Stunned at the start of the round, but like it doesn't actually look like she's. Why am I not seeing like the stun thing? Because you normally see like the little swirl. I'm not seeing the swirl, and also it didn't pop my spell shield. So spell shield still. I don't know what's happened there. Because we could potentially barrier and single combat, which I think is going to be our best plan here. Oh, it's at the start of the round that it does the stun. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, causing the concede because he knows, because he knows where it's going. So actually, this is working. This is very nice. I like this. Nocturne Diana. Okay, right. Fiora in hand. That's what we like. Potentially. Because we have got no Celestials or Invokes in hand right now, that just doesn't make sense. They have, so we'll see what we can get. Draw that late game. No early stuff, sadly. That's fine. We can wait. Potentially getting rid of Concentrated Strike and getting some more early game things might actually be a better plan. Just gonna pass. I'd rather have the mana up for a potential shield to be able to defend Fiora. Ooh, single combat. That's what I'm talking about.
Their scent travels on the night air. Find your own light within the darkness.
Okay.
Yours is a light I cherish, moon sister.
So potentially, so he's still in the realms of Hush. I think it potentially just throw this set in front of this. Though even if he does have a Hush, we also have a Hush. But I'm saying that actually, I guess it would. So Power Cascade is what I'm thinking, or Power whatever the hell it's called. It's got a lot of small stuff.
They say these were from the Protector himself. No more lies. Face your heritage.
So actually, we've got multiple options here. We could actually either go with shielding, hushing, or giving Fiora more stats. I think giving Fiora more stats is actually our best option. In all honesty, like because it's the cheapest one. So we can still keep a little bit of mana back for future moves. So that's why I like that. That's why I like that move more. Killed his Diana. We've got something we can easily target immediately. Do I actually use the... No. We'll go with making sure that we have the ability to save Fiora first. I think that's our main plan. So that's leveled her up. So we've got the level up. We have a shield that can defend her. That's fine, because even if he targets Fiora with that, we're fine. Overwhelm is a little bit okay. Right, so he's not really got much mana left. So actually, now we probably can go with this invoke onto invoke, or just build the board. I think flood the board against the deck that we're against. I think build the board is so that you can make sure you can defend as much as possible. I think that's the plan. Keep the mana back. We've still got a shield. We've got a hush. Oh, judgment as well. But sadly, we're one mana away from being able to use judgment. Otherwise, that would just be finish. At some point, finish. But invoking. I need spell shield. Spell shield is what I need. Okay. The question is who he's gonna put in front of that. So we'll leave it for now. But the question is who because he's made Fiora vulnerable. It's who does he put in front? Okay, so we do have the shield that will save her life. And then I guess we put that there just to save a little bit of damage. Yeah, I feel like that's the plan. We could also hush that, but it's not really worth it. So Fiora needs to kill one more. If we had one more mana, we could use Concentrated Strike, but sadly we don't. So the question is, maybe go for a little look-see here. Stunning or this. With the deck that we're against, potentially stunning is where we want to go. Like, if we need it, is what I'm thinking. Because once he starts to build up a board, then potentially that might actually be what we need. So we've got the Fiora so that we could actually... I really wish that we had something that would spell shield, but I'm fine with that. Or do we actually target the Nocturne here? Just to get him off the board. Yep, so that will get rid of her shield, but I guess I could go with single combat before that. He could have another unspeakable horror, but that seems like the best move. Because technically, there she is. You say impossible, but no! It was I! Fiora! Yes, that worked. I really like this deck. I really think this is a good deck. So that is the basic concept of the Fiora deck. I do think it needs a little bit of tweaking, like potentially Concentrated Strike can be taken out and put something else in. I don't know what yet. As that's what I mean. There's so many different things, but I definitely think this is actually quite a viable deck in the current climate. I think this is an okay deck because most of the time you do actually have in hand things that can help Fiora, and as long as you can keep Spell Shield or Spell Shield or just buffs to be able to either heal or help Fiora, you can get past most things, and then obviously you've got which is single combat and judgment as a potential closer if need be. But yeah, no, it's definitely. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If you come up with a better deck, if you use this as a frame and then chop and change a few things, I'd love to see some deck codes. I'd love to have a little look at what you guys come up with. But yes, remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of this weird curly head mustachioed man, then please feel free to do so. Also, I said Discord link and links to all the things in terms of Twitch if you want to catch me live. But yeah, all I have to say is thank you all so much and bye. Very lucky. Let's hope that I can find. Oh! Oh! When you still find lethal from your opponent's deck, when they do everything they can, but you still use their own deck against them, it's such incredible fools. See,